Welcome back to the Morning Blend. Distracted driving, it's happened to everyone at one time or another. Now, though, more than ever, it's our phones that distract us. So now's the time to reverse this awful trend. And yes, it's never too late. Anne Scallon's back from Before the Wheel. Before the Wheel is designed to help parents prepare their teens to drive. But some of the best lessons are learned by how you parent and how you react when you're driving. Because I think that's the thing. It was funny because I remember one time my kids had a lesson in school. Call your parents out if they're driving distracted. I remember my kids saying, "Mom, you're distracted," and it's sometimes you're very unaware of it.
Right, right. If you've been doing it for a while, you don't even think about it.
And years and years and years ago, people were distracted when they'd order food, let's say in a drive-through, and they'd be eating in the car, or their kids would talk to them or something. But now, more than ever, it seems like it's always the phone.
Well, there still are a lot of distractions with the food and the drinks too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's part of it too.
Right.
What are some questions that you think are important for us to ask ourselves, especially as we try to role model for young drivers?
So yeah, I think to have a plan in place. So, and it's not that difficult, you know, if you can have your phone off, that's the best case scenario. If you can't have it off when you hear that ringing or that text come in and you feel it's something you have to answer, you just find a parking lot. I mean, within a few minutes, if you're in a city or a suburb, you're going to be able to find somewhere to pull over safely.
And that's what you do, because you were talking during the break. For work, you have to be able to answer important calls and texts. So your plan is to pull over as soon as it's safe and possible so that you can answer a call or a text.
Right, and to have that rule to always do it. Because we think it's safe. We think we can pull it off. But one of the things that has been studied by Dr. Strayer in Utah, he has spent, you know, a decade at least studying all this. Cognitively, we cannot do both. Our brain prioritizes what they think is most interesting. The road probably seems mundane. Yeah. Your call seems interesting to your brain, so that's where the focus is going to go. And then suddenly the road isn't mundane and something very dangerous is happening. Your brain does not switch over fast enough.
What about hands-free talking on the phone? Is that just as dangerous? What does the research say about that?
That's one of the things that he emphasizes, is that the risk is just as high, and it is the same. So talking hands-free is the same as being legally drunk.
Wow.
I know. It's shocking. It's shocking.
It is.
This is all the latest, because we did a session on him about 2 years ago. This is all the latest information. It is still so dangerous. Nothing's changed. Our brains are not wired that way.
Well, and I've found myself thinking, and this is one thing, is it's never too late. If you've made mistakes in front of your kids, or you just personally, you're aware that you drive distracted, it's never too late. Start now. Make yourself a resolution. I'm going to change things. But one of the things, your questions is it worth it to put ourselves, our passengers, other drivers on the road, bicyclists, pedestrians at risk because I need to answer this text or this call? And it seems important when we're texting and our kids are making plans, or there's, you know, lots of different things going on. But it really gets down to that question. Is it important enough to put yourself and others at risk?
Exactly, and it's not important enough. And if you look at the statistics, unfortunately, the bicycle and pedestrian fatalities have gone up.
They have.
So this
significantly?
Yes.
Yeah, see, that makes me sad. Also, you say, are we prioritizing our own safety and the safety of others when we pick up a ringing or beeping phone? Because we have a compulsion to pick it up. I mean, that's another proven fact, is that when we hear it, we're drawn to wanting to pick it up. So what are some of the reasons we pick up, in your opinion, our cell phone, other than that compulsion, and what are the solutions to stopping it?
I think the solutions are, if you are the type of person who is going to pick it up, then it's got to be off.
Got to turn the sound off.
And you have to be an example for your children. You are not going to be able to say, do what I say, not what I do. It's not going to work.
What about maps and directions? Because those can be very important to getting somewhere safely.
That is very difficult. So try to put the plan in from the beginning when you're leaving your location to go to the next location.
That's what I do, is I try to put it in before I even get in my car.
Right, right. And unfortunately, a lot of times the directions change because the traffic situation is changing. So again, if you have to, if you're not sure, pull over, but do not pick up you know, and stare at it and go driving down the road.
And realize that there's a real risk with texting, and you make the point. Many people will feel empowered by the fact that they've maybe texted and they've been safe and never been in a crash. It's not a reason to text. So here's the information for Before the Wheel. Check out this great resource, beforethewheel.com. Always great to see you, Anne. Thank you so much.